Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. And yeah, we are still range bound, that's for sure. But look what's going on here. We've got this trend line that is now basically let's just call it 4 touches strong, looking like a flat top triangle. Not often that a flat top triangle forms at the top of a move. I am still of the opinion this has been a strong move up for the year. This is consolidating, building momentum for a break to the upside. So that is kind of the structure that we're seeing at the moment. We've got 2 pin bars in place here at the moment, but for all intents and purposes, we are sideways. Important to understand how the monthly has finished. We've had a solid start to January. Look at my oscillators pointing to the upside, moving averages pointing up. Everything is indicating this is looking to take out the all-time highs right now. So in fact, let's not even bother with the whole all-time highs. This to me is that's the move. This is the retracement, and that is the direction we are going in probably within the next 2 to 3 years. So we are looking for 19,841, and you'll probably be able to round that off to 20,000 before we start trying to figure things out. So that's the one thing with this. The second thing that you want to just do over here is have a look at what happened with the move. That was a textbook retracement into the 50 and 61.8 Fibonacci range. Textbook. So you should be looking for the 161 extension. I don't have it on the top area here, but you'll more than likely find it in this area of 20,000. So bookmark this video and come back in 2 to 3 years and see whether that prediction is true or not. Anyway, let's just get down to our day trading setups for today. I've spoken about the 8 hours, get straight to the 3 hour. So still pretty much range bound, but have a look here. There's not much horizontal support, but there is a trend line that's formed. So you've got a engulfing bar, and then you have another engulfing bar, and you have a pin bar here. So there's some pretty decent bullish structure right now. I still want to see us break through this range before committing to a direction at the moment on the higher time frames. If we look at this on the hour, see what's happened the last 2 days. Big down, big up, big down, big up. The only difference with this big up is we have sort of closed this gap, but we've left a few gaps to the downside. We are above the moving averages, so I would be looking for support in 1 or 2 areas for an opportunity to buy. So you do have the Feds this afternoon, but the morning session, there's a bit of data, but it's fairly clean for the DAX. So 15,115 is one area, and then this area that we've just tested now at 15,139 is the next area. I just want to highlight what is forming here. So strong move up, gap was closed there quite nicely, gap up, pull back, close the gap, and then strong move up. But there is a gap here which is still open, which is down here, and that's at 15,11. It's not quite 15,115, but it's probably 15,10 or something like that. There's your gap there, 15,111 or 110. So there's a little bit of structure there as well. So that would be ideal for a pullback too. However, what we are looking at here, and actually don't do that, do this, is at the moment a flag break. It is after hours, so I'm not going to read too much into it, but that is the situation. What it could turn out to be is a bit of a bigger flag and coming down to test some structure before looking to buy. So I am of the opinion we should be watching 15,135, and we should be watching 15,110 to 115. Sorry, 110 to 115. So that's what I'd be waiting for here. There is another gap further down, but I think, and another one further down, but I don't think that's going to materialize at the moment. I think those are pretty much going to stay as they are. If I look at this on the 1 hour, what does this give us? It gives us a potential or something like this. So it gives us a potential that we are going to get a break. I would be looking to take profit here first, so 15,226. Once I've taken profit, I would expect it to bounce back, and then there may be another opportunity to buy into it, and then I would target 15,344. Okay, because that would target the break of this range. So lots happening here. Moving averages crossed over, pointing to the upside. We just need to hold above those moving averages. If we drop below those moving averages, then I would expect us to visit this trend line again at 1500, and probably again move to the upside. So we are range bound, but what I'm seeing here is some structure which you cannot ignore. So that is kind of my view at the moment. This is looking like a flag. Obviously you want to see a break of the flag. One way that you can trade this is similar to the London breakout strategy, but just use all the price action from when this market opened this morning to the end of the pre-market. So market opens at 8, and then that first hour for the DAX is pre-market, and then it actually opens at 9. So that first hour of trading is still pre-market, but that normally sets the tone. So that time right the way through before 10 o'clock normally sets a tone where you can just basically draw a range, and if you get a break to the upside, it typically carries on. If you get a break to the downside, it typically carries down. Normally you've got something in the region of a 65% probability that that's what's going to happen, so it's relatively high, so long as you get a 15-minute close outside of that range. So another way to look at it today, but I have a feeling this is just going to consolidate a bit more and then look for a continuation to the upside. There is the second move here. There's always a second move. So there's a first move, pullback, second move. So everywhere you look, there's a second move. So this has been one move. This has been a pullback. There should be a second move to the upside. That's kind of my view. Okay. Nevertheless, keep those stops tight because we are range bound, and it is really noisy in this area, as you can see by all the noise that I have on the charts. Let's get to the 8 hour here, and you can also see all these tails here, which indicate that this is barbed wire confusion. No structure here on the oscillator. So on the high time frames, it's not that clear cut what's going to happen, but on the lower time frames, it is looking like we are aiming for this area. And the last thing I want to do is I just want to see if there's weekly structure. There's no weekly structure on that measured move, and there's no real, there's a little bit of structure here on the daily. You can see our measured move is up here at 15,344. So there's a bit of structure here. So it's going to be noisy as we get back into this zone. It's not going to just fly through that unless there's a huge catalyst. But anyway, that's kind of the way I'm looking at this at the moment. I think you be well advised to ignore the noise that's in the market at the moment, ignore all the bears screaming, ignore the bulls screaming, just ignore all of it, watch price. If you get breakouts and retests, that is what you're looking for. Keep your stops in logical areas. So at the moment the stop is below the low of today, so you can take a break of the flag and retest the flag. So do something like that. You're looking at a 42-point stop loss. I mean, risk to reward, 42-point stop loss for 57-point gain on your first target, and then 175-point gain on your second target. So well worth the risk to reward. Anyway, that's it for me today on the DAX. Hope it helps, and keep those stops tight. There could be some curveballs thrown through the day with some of the data that's coming out. Anyway, catch up with you tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Cheers for now.